Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to a look at my experience with the F11. I'm very happy with this event vehicle, and it's definitely outside my comfort zone. Excuse me, I got some phlegm in my throat. I've had really bad allergies lately. But one of the things that can definitely be said for this aircraft is that it handles smoothly, and yet that's not going to protect you if your entire team gets wiped out in the first 5 minutes of a match, and that is the way jet battles tend to go. And that's been, well, it's just not my favorite way to play the game, let's put it at that. The high tier jet combat is not my cup of tea. It's too fast paced for me. That was really bad rocketry, but we're trying to follow rule number 1 here, which is do not crash into the ground. This is an aircraft that, much like the Phantom, is really meant to fly at very high speeds, and because of that, when you're going close to the ground, as we've watched some tanks just amphibious their way through the invisible road in the middle of that lake. You didn't know it was there? Well, oh, that one bounced. HVARs deflect off of things. That's pretty cool. Anyway, what are we doing? We don't have missiles on this plane yet, so we've been using our fin-folding aerial rockets to take down some ground targets. That's going to get us a little bit of RP and Silver Lions. The repair cost of this thing is insane, but considering the fact that you pretty much die every other match, because every battle is a mixed battle, so F11s are shooting down F11s, I have no idea. Well, I mean, never mind. Let's not talk about the repair cost anymore. It's ridiculous. And I don't mind because I've got tons of Silver Lions, but it's not a good call. It has cut down on the what? I said I was going to stop talking. Okay, whatever. I'm one of the few unskilled players still playing the F11, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm proving that by ground striking in a top tier jet. I know it's not top BR, but this is top tier. So, what am I doing? I'm enjoying myself, thank you very much. I really love to just ignore the battle. I know it doesn't make me the best teammate, but you know what? Screw those guys. They die in the first 5 minutes of the match. And just ignore the battle for a little while, pick up some ground targets, and then engage with whoever's slow and low, or turn fighting with an ally. And via that strategy, I have picked up a good amount of RP on modules, and also a few kills every here and there. And you know what? Later on, I picked up the missiles for this thing, and I tried tryharding and doing what you're supposed to do in the F11 to get those kills and bring home a sweet W for your team. And I got even less kills playing that way than I did playing this way, so maybe I'm just a mud hen by birth. But I love me some ground pounding. I love getting dust into the intake ports of my engines, and that's just the way things are gonna be. Did you know you can every now and then get a kill on a T-34 in Air RB with American 20 mils from behind? Came from behind. So that's what we were trying to do. I think we picked one up earlier in this match, and it's just something I didn't show you. Maybe it was a different match, but look at how this thing loves to sort of belly flop into the ground, and I think it has to do with how the guns are mounted, and also the way the wings are on this aircraft. Again, much like the Phantom, this is a plane that loves high speed and hates low speed, and does bleed energy in a turn. Not as badly as other jets, but you have to use a higher angle of attack when you're doing ground strike runs, so you bleed off your energy a bit there, and you definitely have to pull a little bit more on the stick than you would normally feel like. And I think Vegas is oh, there we go. It's not crashing. We're good. We're Gucci. If you experience some weirdness in the audio or the video, I apologize, but I think I was running out of RAM for a while there. Speaking of, as we attempted to not ram into the ground, and by the way, where's the enemy team? They're off tryharding, they're off shooting down my team, or being shot down, even better. It's pretty much a 50-50 shot, because again, all mixed battles, so unless people are squatting up, you've got about a 50% chance for your team to get rolled or the enemy team to get rolled. And again, it's really all decided in about the first 3 minutes, and then it takes about 5 minutes for 80% of one of the teams to get wiped out. And that's pretty much the way it's been in jets for a very long time. There's just something about the way these aircraft work in the meta where you don't get these long, drawn-out tug of wars between teams, but instead, there you go. I did absolutely nothing to contribute, but maybe the match is over 1 or 2 seconds earlier because I bled out a few tickets. Anyway, enjoy the tricolor smoke. I've got a lot of learning to do on the F11 before I have a good feel for the guns, the maneuverability, the meta even, but I don't know, it's just not my thing, this jet versus jet combat. I far prefer fights where there's more maneuvering, where there's more dogfighting, and really World War II era props are just the best. Even better if you can pit a jet against a prop. There was a Focke-Wulf 190 on my team in a couple of matches, and he actually held his own. He was getting kills, he was actually engaging enemies and getting them very low on energy for me, and I managed to pick up 1 kill there that turned into a kill eventually, and then I made the mistake of going into a turn fight with this A4B, and he knows he's a lot more maneuverable at low speed than I am. He actually is an aircraft that does well in ground attack. Oh, this wasn't the one that killed me, never mind. He was a little bit distracted, and I finished him. That was the Focke-Wulf there that had drained him of his energy, and I wanted to give him a chance to get a kill, but such was not the case. Now, that enemy G91 has been dead from the start of the match. I'm pretty sure he ripped off his wing on a tree or something, and he's been ghosting his way around the map, just murking people. That's something that Gaijin needs to take a look at. Either kick somebody out of the plane, and I wouldn't recommend that they do that. I hate when they do that in the other game modes, or just don't designate an aircraft as destroyed until the pilot is forced out of the plane. I don't see why that's such a difficult thing to fix, but I guess there's a lot of other stuff that Gaijin is dealing with, so one thing at a time. I'm sure one day the ghost pilot issue will be fixed, and I hope that it's not by forcing people out of a critically damaged plane, because that's one of my favorite things in RRB, is when you get one of those matches where you're like, no, not today, and you take her home and you land her on your runway, and then you get to repair. That's your reward. I don't want to see no dang stinking 12-second timer before I'm kicked out of the vehicle. That's bollocks. I don't like it in tank RB, and I really would love to never see it in air. And again, our aim is a little bit Papega here, but we got a lot of things on our mind. You know, I'm really bad at situational awareness, so I'm trying to keep track of where the enemy team is, this is an aircraft that loves to sink as you're aiming your ordnance, so you see we're getting real close to the hard stuff and the hot stuff. So yeah, cuidado. I'm learning, and I'm sharing with you, you know, some just kind of bad looking gameplay, honestly, but I was having a blast, and I think I'm just gonna keep doing this. I tried. I'm not even showing you the matches where I had missiles on, because I picked them up and I've gotten a few missile kills. They are pretty satisfying when you get them, but it's sort of a hollow feeling, because you're like, well, I got that kill because that guy wasn't paying attention. And that's pretty much how you get, let's say, 80% of your missile kills. Otherwise, sometimes somebody puts themselves in a bad energy situation, and your AIM-9B can actually swim its way up their tailpipe the way nature intended. But AIM-9B mating season is extremely short and strenuous, so they very rarely get to perform the way you would like them to against enemy aircraft. You end up slinging a lot of, as the European would call it, or as the European Canadian would call it, slinging a lot of missiles. But get out there and sling some missile. But you don't have a whole lot to show for it, and if you're not careful, you might end up targeting an ally. Missile coming in, and we fly directly toward it, and it ignores us. I'm not sure how he got that to lock frontally. I don't know if the MiG-17 Cubano gets front lock missiles. Is that what you call them? That's what I'm going to call them. And we did rip that guy's wing off. So there's our rewards, and there we go. Paid for the repair cost that time. Not that I care. Anyway, I know I'm flying the plane wrong, but I don't belong here anyway. I really love the Blue Angel skin that I got, and I'm going to try and make a custom camo, but that's borked right now, as it commonly is. Gaijin doesn't know how to code things, and the thing in-game that's supposed to make a custom camo template for you draws files from, or tries to draw files from the F104A instead of the F11. So there you go. Gaijin's coding monkeys at it again. I love what they've done, and I'm not fond of what they haven't done well. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.